Very good day everybody, and welcome to another video. This is your personal funky sim pilot. My name is Arkady Gidzenko. I will be your captain for today's flight. Today's flight will take us once again back to the Airbus A320 by Fenix simulations. To get even more reacquainted with it, as I cannot stand when I lose some sort of intuition and acquaintance, I guess, with a certain aircraft. So we're flying the A320 today. We'll be flying from Zurich in Switzerland to Zagreb in Croatia, and we'll be using the Croatian Airlines. Let me just double check if I'm pronouncing that correctly. It's Air Croatia. No, it's Croatia Airlines. I didn't have to doubt myself. So Croatian Airlines livery. We're using real-world time and real-world weather, GSX, and the Aerosoft Simple Traffic tool. I think that's about it. Let's get rid of the screen from there. So we're parked here at, I believe it's gate Bravo 33. Might actually say it if we go inside. Let's go inside. Yes, there you go, Bravo 33. And see we have some nice view here on the passenger area, the gate waiting area for the passengers. The jetway has been connected. We have a flight plan in here. I do have a little bit of a stutter on my frame rate, but anyway. Battery 1, battery 2, external power is available. Let's just turn that on. Crew oxygen supply. Ground control, and then our aiders. Let's also turn on the overhead lights, strobe to auto, nav 1. Arm the emergency exit lights. There it is. So we got about 15 minutes. Vigo. Hey man. How are you? Thanks for joining and for saying hi. I'm doing well, thank you. It's a weekend for me. So hopefully for you too. How are you doing, man? So nice of you to come and say hi. So we got 51 subscribers today, man. Legal. So yeah, that was pretty cool. Yesterday we got 50 during the stream, right? And then today, all of a sudden there was a new subscriber. So that's absolutely cool. So today we're flying from Zurich Airport, Flughafen Zurich in Switzerland, with Croatia Airlines, Airbus A320 by Fenix, to Zagreb in Croatia. Right, so we just basically got into the aircraft, we just started it up. The frame rate on my end is a little bit laggy, it's quite low. At the same time I'm happy with small things, but let's just set everything up. Did a flight from Birmingham to Manchester today. Cool, finally I did a good landing. Yeah man, very good. All from cold and start, all the way to destination airport stand. Yeah, that is so cool. Congratulations. Congratulations, Lego. You're good, thanks. Hey, thank you. Close to 60. Yeah, but just keep on going, man. But congratulations, you had a good flight, man. That is so nice to see, to read. Or to hear, whatever verb you want to put there. That's really cool. Okay, so from Birmingham, Echo Golf Bravo Bravo, to Manchester, that is Echo Golf Charlie, I'm not really sure which one Manchester is. But that's so cool. You did a good landing, and it's nice to go from cold and dark to actually all the way to the gate. That is the coolest thing. Best part of that journey was smooth, had no hiccups and bugs. That's so cool to hear. Thanks for sharing that, Lego. That is really nice. Well done, my friend. Hopefully we're going to do the same. Just had Just my weekend just started, and I must say I'm tired as a mofo. But, you know, we'll just do it anyway. In case we crash, it's just a simulator, you know. In real life, I guess I would be a little bit more responsible. Yeah, that's cool to read, Lego. Yeah, you know, and then maybe one day we'll fly together on VETSIM or something. You know, that could be fun. But just keep on doing that. That sounds like you're getting into some zone there, and I think that's always the best part. When you get to some zone, you know what I mean? Like you're getting to know the aircraft, you're getting to know some procedures, and it's basically a lot of it is just, I guess, like finding a certain kind of flow. You know, like how do I do it? What do I do? When do I do it? And yeah, and then you have some starting point. But I don't know, I'm just going way too philosophical things. Philosophical. Let me get it out of my mouth straight. Alright, so what are we looking at? This will be our route from Zurich to Zagreb. Estimated time en route, 57 minutes. Let's go to the inner page. And inner request. I see question, FS Lego. Also, I had a small question. I wanted to try a wide-body aircraft once, like the Boeing 787. I don't own a Premium Deluxe, neither do I, so I don't have it built in. Know anyone who makes good flights? 320 sim pilots. If you mean like, yeah, we'll definitely fly together. That's cool. But what you think? Just take it easy, man. Just enjoy the process. You know, don't disenjoy the process until you think you're there, because we're never there. That goes for anything. So yeah, so just enjoy the process. Yeah, anyone who makes good flights. If you literally mean flights, then I would suggest, without a single doubt, A320 sim pilots. You must have heard of this guy, right? I mean, I have like 51 followers. This guy is like, I don't know, 51,000, I don't know. But he's a real pilot, and this guy is like a total gentleman, and he has absolutely great didactic skills, and he has a very convincing integrity level. He's a very, very, very interesting dude, and he can really tell you, in his videos, you can just see exactly what to do. He's one of my great all-time flight simulator heroes, if not actually the greatest. I think he is the greatest. You're enjoying the process right now, very good. Yeah, so in that sense, yeah, you could check him out, but if you mean flights like aircraft, no, I don't know. I don't own the 787 either. I also don't have the Premium Deluxe. So, and I have no clue. I don't like to say this maybe publicly, but as far as I know, I don't think you should get anything by Captain Sim. But maybe they're a little bit better now, but as far as I know, that is just total crap. Yeah, I'm sorry, Captain Sim, I had no harm intended there. Just expressing what I heard and a bit of what I saw. But I don't know if anyone is making a 787. Yeah, exactly, like who makes free. Yeah, so I'm not really sure. Because I would actually also be interested in 787. Yeah. If you want a free wide-body aircraft, you could also consider the fly-by-wire A380. That's totally free, and these guys have put in a lot of work, a lot of effort, and yeah, you know, just that's a wide-body aircraft for you. But it's not Boeing, it's Airbus, so it's definitely a different style. But at least it's a wide-body. But you know, not sure what your entire specifics of what you want are, but yeah, you could consider that. I think I saw on the ESB got 7 more minutes, well, we'll never make that. Let's open up GSX and get the passengers to board. So request boarding.
Boarding requested.
And we'll set up our NCDU. So flight number, Charlie Tango November, so CTN 812. Now the cost index, we'll check our OFP. Cost index 8, cruising 330. 330. So 8 for the cost index, 330. No. And let's also get our winds. A380 feels too big for me since I don't do long haul flights, really. It's also very performant. Yeah, it is absolutely, yes, it's a heavy aircraft for your performance. I totally agree. I think anyone agrees. Absolutely.
Do you want a board crew?
You could consider for a wide body the 747 with the salty simulations modification. I might fly it on the channel once. I believe it definitely is not anything as complete as the fly-by-wire A321X for example. But yeah, that would be a wide body, and that's totally free. So we got our winds. Let's start. So for the flight plan, routing and impact, departing runway 28 with the DEGES 3 Whiskey departure. So departure, first we choose runway 28, DEGES 3 Whiskey. And we probably should have to open some doors there. Now for the landing, we'll be, for now we're targeting runway 04 with the LULUD to Zulu. So 04 LULUD to Zulu. Zulu 04 LULUD to Zulu. There's no transition.
Passengers boarding.
Insert. And that is it. Plus until I get my new PC around the end of this year, I need my current PC to hang on, hopefully. I really like 787, no good credit. Okay, yeah, I wouldn't mind getting a 787 as well. The 777 is also really nice, but yeah, that's obviously, that's payware. See, wait, data, uplink, sure, okay, yes, no. Okay, so we have our flight plan here. Let's have a look and see if there's any discontinuities. So far it's looking tight as a snare drum. There was a little flight plan discontinuity, and that's at the end of our start, I think. We'll have a look at that once we're airborne. So for now, we will just copy the flight plan, the active flight plan to the secondary. So the NB page, let's just use what we have for now to begin with.
Good evening.
Yeah, I'm curious about the 787. It looks like it's a real joy to fly.
Hello.
Okay, let's see, mass and balance, load aircraft. Let's just load instantly. We have our GSX working for us anyway. So at least we have the numbers. And we'll just send this to the LCDU. So we got planned 115 passengers, boarded at 115, planned cargo 1725, loaded 1725, and then planned fuel 5710, and that's also in our tanks.
Hello.
Sent to the LCDU. So zero fuel weight 54.9. Let's have a look. Okay, so 55.
Hello.
Block fuel 5.7. I think that's also correct. There you go.
Good evening.
Right, so then let's go to the performance page. Teams PMCG might release 787.
Your boarding pass?
That sounds really good. Yeah, remember these planes by PMCG? I own a couple, and I bought each and every one of them. But yeah, they are expensive, man. And there's a lot more that I want, but you know, I would like the 737-800, but I already have the 600 and the 700. You know, I'm not sure if I want to pay for the 737-800 that much money for basically just a slightly longer airplane. I believe there's not so many differences, you know. So yeah,
This way.
and they are really expensive, but they are very good. They're definitely very good PMDG. Alright, so sync the final load sheet. Let's sync the live weather. We have QNH 1021. We'll have a look at that later. Let's calculate. QP1 128, rotate 128, V2 131, transition altitude 7000, thrust reduction acceleration altitude 2920. So I think we're fairly higher. This usually is around 1500, so probably around 1500 feet. Flaps 1, flex takeoff temperature 66. I believe we can send this to the MCD as well. Look at that. 128, 128, 131, transition 7000, 2920, flaps 1, 66.
Good evening.
And yeah, we're at around 1300 feet. Alright, so I guess we're pretty much set up here. Let's turn on the VHF2 for the pilot monitoring. Projective wind shear. There's some integrated lights happening here. Let's set the squawk code. We go 3121.
Hello.
Please set the rudder. Let's lock the flight deck door. Cruising altitude, I believe 330. So today we're just going to jump straight to that. Planes on both sides, 1021. Let's have a look at the weather.
Hello.
Alright, we're 1 minute late now. Departure. Let's refresh. 0608 knots, 27 degrees QH 1021. I'm guessing the boarding is almost finished. I think we need to close these two doors ourselves, so let's start by doing that. And let's start up the APU. Let's also turn the beacon on, since we will be starting our engine shortly. So APU start, and then we'll also open up our fuel pumps. We do have the fuel on board. Let's just double check, 5.7. We'll turn on the seatbelt sign, no smoking sign goes on as well. I see many of you that do look good, don't want to pay that much. Yeah, exactly, they're quite pricey. Oh, you're feeling sleepy, I guess I'll head out. No, it's like nighttime already, guess I'll see you tomorrow. Yeah man, you come by any time, you're always welcome. It's very nice of you to join. Bye man, take care. You take care, Lego. Thank you so much for dropping in. and you have very good rest, my friend. And again, congratulations on your successful flight, man. It was nice news. Take care. Alright, let's see. Everything here is set up, and I think the boarding has been completed as well. Let's just really quickly look here at the GSX. No, we got 71 out of 150. Okay, keeping an eye on that. So let's see, we can disconnect the external power up here. We're now on APU. External can go. The chocks and cones, let's just get rid of them as well. Yeah, so that's our Croatia Airlines livery. I just installed it for this flight moments before the stream started. There we have our passengers walking through the jetway, by the way. A very nice feature of using GSX. Although the graphics look a little bit funky, but I guess, okay. We're in a funky Zimpala channel, so it's probably what you can expect. We have here some disformed individuals. Right, so the boarding is still in progress. Our departure runway, I believe it was 28, right there, 28. Well, how the hell do we get there? Runway 28, that's not too far away. Looks like we will, yes, push back nose to the right, get ourselves onto November, follow Foxtrot, take a right here on the inner, and what is that called? It's just called inner. But anyway, we'll take a right here. Actually, here's our runway, and we'll join up right there, or we'll take a right somewhere a little bit further. Fortunately, we do not get any kind of instructions, so we can just do our own thing, but we'll just push back the nose to the right, and there we go. Let's also quickly have a look at our departure routes. So runway 28. So it's taking you back to the airport then. So this is like not an RNAV, I think, or is it? It is RNAV. Okay, interesting. Right, well, fortunately, the autopilot will fly that for us. We have 110 out of 115 passengers boarded. So it looks like we're getting somewhere. So nose to the right. We can ignore this warning. Cool, boarding has been completed. Alright. Call it talk. And then we can also remove the chocks to prepare pushback and departure. Oh no, we already removed the chocks. Do I have to close doors, really? There's a puller back as well.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Thank you. Do this.
Departure checks completed. Bypassing inserted. Looking here.
Thanks, Lego, for your kind words, man. Let's keep on growing for sure. And you have a very good rest. Right, so the nose is being lifted, as you can see. Right, so nose to the right and tail to the left. Bravo 33. Let's release the parking brakes.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start exit.
Okay, starting engine number 1. It's not starting. I think I know why. Let's reset this for a second. Because the start valve is not open, the APU bleed should be on. Let's clear this message. The APU is running. Forgot to turn on the APU bleed. Engine number 1. Am I missing anything now? Yeah, it's slowly coming, okay. So look out on Zurich behind us. Cool.
Set parking brakes. Waiting your confirmation for
Parking brakes set.
start.
Engine number 2. There's our N2. Alright, so we can set the auto brake to max for takeoff. Arm the ground spoilers. Flaps 1. Cool, that's engine number 2. Let's confirm good engine start. Okay, GSX, thank you. Would greatly help with the timing if you, let's confirm good engine start. Okay.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Unlocking here.
so cool to see these hot air particles behind the engine. The engine started. You can turn off the APU. APU blade too. And let's turn on the longer turn off lights. Those steering lights go to taxi. And we'll look at Gretchen. She's going to show us the bypass pin. Okay. I think we're quite ready. So we're going out straight out on November. Take the first to the right, and let's take the last one on Alpha. We go right all the way to the end. So parking brake released. And let's remember in the Fenix A320, while taxiing, it tends to react a little bit slow. Basically when you relieve the rudder. So you have to release a little bit early. Okay, let's watch our speed here. So releasing now, holding, releasing. In my case, I'm using the triggers on my Xbox 360 PC controller. So cool, flying with Croatia Airlines to Croatia, Zagreb. And yeah, again with the Airbus A320 by Fenix simulations, just to get yeah, to not forget it, because I definitely noticed after flying Boeings, it was a big step flying actually from this aircraft to Boeing, but then I started flying them so much that I really got to know how to use them, or at least, you know, in my way. I gotten used to them, and yeah, so now flying the A320, I realize now that I'm quite Boeing minded, which is still like a surprise to my ego, because I was like I basically got into this whole thing that was streaming and having some, you know, flights with the airliners mostly, because of the A320. And then when I started using Boeing, I turned all Boeing minded. So it's a very good thing to return to the A320, to still stay acquainted, because I do like it as well, you know. I want to be able to do some nice landings, some nice flights. Right, so it's use a little bit more throttle here, and we'll take this turn. Okay, let's not go crazy. Then again, we'll have to be a little bit careful with the rudder. I'm using the rudder with my trigger on the controller, but I have to release early because it tends to sort of stick a little bit. But here we are. So we got a bunch of Swiss and Edelweiss flying out of Zurich. So I guess we can expect a little message from the cabin momentarily. So let's watch our speed a little bit. expecting a little message from the cabin crew any moment now. And if they're not ready, we're just gonna have to be. Right, so here's runway 28. Let's consider ourselves cleared, and we just turn on the landing lights, strobe lights come on. And let's go TARA for the TCAS. So here's our office for the next 27 seconds. Okay. Takeoff config check, config normal. Start the timer. And let's get this girl going. Go flex MCT. There's climb. Flex MCT. Airspeed alive. So rotate speed is 128. Rotate. Positive right, gear up. Alright, so here comes the left. This is not the left turn yet. Look at that, man. Thrust levers to climb. Thrust levers climb. And let's take a left turn. Oops, maybe a little bit too fast. I'm trying to follow the flight directors. These guys. It looks a bit more steady. And the Airbus being fly-by-wire, with some of these Airbuses, you basically could request like a certain type of a G load, like a G input. So like I want to turn left this much, and then you let go of the stick, and it will just hold it and just do what you asked it as your last input. Which definitely sounds fly-by-wire, if you ask me. Probably because it is, you know. We're keeping our flaps out still, extended. Flaps 1. Oh my god, that's so loud. Because our speed's still quite slow. Engines doing okay, 85, and we're at climb. That's probably a restriction or constraint in the flight plan. 181. Let's have a really close look here. 191, 250. Right now we're definitely not going fast at all. Well, let's turn on the autopilot. That's probably going to take care of a lot of things for us here. So you can see I just actually got distracted. Didn't even notice of our left turn. Okay, so we're at transition altitude. Let's go standard pressure. Right, so we can disarm the ground spoilers. Most likely can go to norm, and the flaps can probably come up shortly. Cool. So, let's go to Zagreb. Flaps can come up. I think so. I just did. Looks like there's another flaps coming up right there. I think we're doing fine. On our way to the Cloton VOR, that's right there at the airport. So we are indeed flying right back to the airport. So 10,000 feet, but we were at like 1,300 or something. But we're climbing fast, 3,200 feet per minute. Let's turn off the landing lights. Let's see, the nose still above 10 degrees, so let's keep the passengers in the seats for a little bit longer. 12,000. So at around 13,000 feet, we're basically 10,000 feet above the Earth, and then probably the aircraft's going to drop its nose a little bit, and then we'll further accelerate. Not doing any dropping yet. We're actually now to 3,100 feet per minute, so let's just keep on doing our thing. The airport should be below us. There you go, Zurich Airport. Here's our right turn at the Cloton VOR. And from Cloton we go Momo. Yes, I'm going to keep the passengers strapped in for a little bit longer. They want the nose to drop a little bit more. We're now below 10 degrees. And our rate of climb is decreasing as well, 1,700 feet per minute. Let's just wait until the wings are level. Oh, might have clicked the landing gear. Oops, yeah, there you go. Let's retract it immediately. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's going again. Cool. Hopefully we didn't damage. Right, 16,000 feet. Speed finally going up on the way to Kolu, to Momo, and then Kolu. Oh, we're actually already here. There you go. 7 miles, 6 miles. Silver sign can come off now. Expected time of arrival 18:28. Time is 17:33. That's in about 1 hour. Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, this is your captain speaking. I would like to welcome you aboard of Croatia Airlines on our way to Zagreb. We've turned off the passenger seatbelt sign, so you feel free to just stand up, walk around a little bit and explore. We're going to be flying for about 55 minutes. The weather at our destination does exist, so that's good news. And we're now checking what the weather actually is. And we have slight winds, and we have 26 degrees, and we'll be arriving there in about, let's say, 55 minutes. Okay? So on behalf of Air Croatia and the entire crew, thank you very much for your attention. Alright, so cool. Alright, they're never flying with us again. I can tell you that. Alright. Zurich 525 coming up 1.1 mile, then DEGES was the end of our SID. And yeah, we're on our way to Zagreb. I don't think I've ever flown to Zagreb on the channel or maybe even in the simulator. I've been playing Microsoft Flight Simulator for a couple of decades. So yeah, it's going to be interesting using Croatia Airlines livery. So just installed this right before the flight. Let's see if we didn't accidentally nudge off our autopilot, but that's still on. Cool. Up 11.4. The blue arrow is our top of climb. We should have a little white arrow going to coming out of the line. This one, after GIMIX, and that's our top of descent. So definitely not there yet, but yeah, let's set up in a little bit. Still climbing to our cruising altitude, 330. And top climb is about 35 kilometers or so. Yeah, nautical miles, actually, not kilometers, these are nautical miles. So we're now 12 minutes into the flight. 4.4 on our fuel. And I guess we can go a little bit cooler. Not too cold. I believe it was 27 degrees, 26 degrees in Zagreb. is actually quite nice. Although I'm not surprised, Switzerland. It's a very beautiful place. It's always cool to fly to and from these areas. It's 29,300 feet, climbing 1,400 feet per minute. The seatbelt sign is off. Passengers are just roaming about freely. So they might be playing billiards in the back. Some might be doing a little bit of bowling. And you know, some like the really fancy people, you know, they might just be going to the racetrack. That's between seats 22 and 27. Usually these flights are quite peaceful. I guess it's probably because we have this like vast entertainment system, you know. I've even heard people doing LSD, dropping LSD. Oops, ooh, there was an aircraft very close by. Let's have a look. Look at that. Well, we did get a warning, traffic, from our DEGES system. You can see our friend right there. That's pretty cool. Right, almost at cruising altitude. So once we're there, we'll have a look at our arrival. At the moment, they are saying runway 04 left. Or 04, not 04 left, just runway 04. Let's have a look at the weather at our destination. at 6 knots. So there will be a bit of a crosswind, but we'll still target the runway 04 then. That sounds like the top of climb. Altitude cruise. Effective 3,000 feet. That's standard pressure. We're out here at GIMIX. At 4.2,000 kilograms of fuel with us. Right, so let's have a look at our arrival. So runway 04. Let's first get the charts for that one. ILS Zulu or localizer 04. Let's spin that. We have the LULUD to Zulu then, I believe. LULUD to Zulu. So we enter the pattern from LULUD and then we'll take a right turn. Looks like to Exxon and then there's the airport. So that's probably going to work out very nicely for runway 04. So Exxon is the initial approach fix. So LULUD, that should take us to Exxon, Michel, then flight plan discontinuity, and then Kupka. So we'll be taken to Exxon, finally, so we're coming from LULUD, Exxon, and there's the runway. Exxon is on this chart, so that's looking nice, and then Kupka. So let's just delete this flight plan discontinuity, so we just click the clear button and insert. And let's just confirm runway 04. Alright, let's have a look. Glide slope will take us down at 3,000 feet, the ILS. We'll get on the glide slope from 3,000 feet after the Kupka. .3 nautical miles from IZA. And that is actually the ILS DP. Okay, so that's good to know. So 8.3, so we'll just put 8 on our fix, and then we'll have radio 223. So LDZA 04. So let's create a 6. We'll just pick any waypoint here, just so we can click on the 6 info, and this is the way to get to the 6 info page. So LDZA 04. That will be our fix. So our radio was 223, I believe. What are we? 223. And then we will have a radius, I believe. Oops, that's the wrong button. Let's get back. That's why I was back. I'll just enter it. So this will create a range link of 8 nautical miles around the runway. Let's have a look at that. Got it. Let's also put one for 50 nautical miles. I guess we can take that. Okay. Well, top of the set's not quite there yet. We'll be there after GIMIX. That's about 122 nautical miles or so. At some point we will have to put some data here on the performance page. So you can just click, keep on clicking until you get to the approach bit. It might be a little bit early to enter all of this, but they will like to know the QNH, the temperature there, the wind, transition level, and the final approach speed. And then also either baro or radio. These are your decision altitudes or decision heights. Basically the points, usually, you know, important during poor visibility landings, and the point at which you should be able to have a visual on your runway. And if you do not have visual at a certain altitude, then you should do a go around. So for the category 2 ILS equipped aircraft, it would be radio altitude 100 feet. Radio altitude meaning looking straight down with little radar that's sitting on the bottom of the plane. I don't know where it is, but it's basically a radar looking straight down and then back up again, pinging, you know, whatever it finds below. That's your radio altitude. So that radio altitude should be 100 feet, or you have decision height, and then the height is basically based on the atmospheric pressure, and that will be 453 feet. Let's see what the airport elevation is, about 300, 353. So we'll be coming in from Axon and then straight to Kupka. So we got this, these 5 nautical miles basically to sort of get ourselves fully configured. Now the top of descent is now around 105 miles or so, I would think. So fairly short. And looking at the sun, I don't think we'll do another nighttime landing today. I think it will be a daytime landing. Which is cool because you will see more on the landing replay that I will post after this stream. So when was the last weather report issued? 17:30. So that's 21 minutes ago. So either at 1800 we'll get a new report, or it will be at 1830. I hope not. It's always nice to have accurate weather. So at the moment it's 1006 knots. So time-wise, yeah, I think we can wait a little bit. This is probably the message for the Xbox PC controller. Let's just clear that out. Okay, so by the time we will actually reach our top of descent, then let me also turn on the sky dolly so I can record our landing. Top of descent is coming closer. Decision altitude 100 feet. Let's just enter that, because that will not change, depending on weather at all. So radio altitude there, 200 feet, not 100 feet, we can already enter. The QNH, let's at least answer something, that's at least what we have for now. The MCD was not yet asking for it, but let's do it nonetheless. 1006 knots, 251020. Uh, 25106. Enter. Transition altitude probably then 10,000 feet. I'm using that. I hit the F button again. Transition altitude 10,000. And we have a radio altitude. We have a transition altitude in radio, okay. Let's also have a look at the runway. And basically the entire airport, so runway 04, basically just one runway there. So we just vacate Delta or Echo, and we'll taxi back. Here's the apron east, and it's the apron west. Passenger terminal, so I guess it's around apron west, east. Yeah, well there's no other way, we have to go right. The runway length 10,669, so we could basically just use auto brake 1. The weather conditions appear fine as well. So, yeah. Top of descent in about 81 miles or so. Let's go, free cam. Yeah, so that's the Croatian livery. Top of descent about 70 miles. Definitely getting closer now. So I guess we can set the auto brake in anticipation of our descent. We're 30 minutes into the flight. The altitude at which the glide slope will start to take us down on the ILS is 3,000 feet. That will actually be 2,647 feet above the surface, but that's a radio altitude. So 3,000 feet. We'll put that here in the window, 3,000. But we're not pressing anything yet. We're just presetting it. In the Boeing, you will actually just start using vertical navigation. It flies over the little arrow there that is not in the Boeing, but over the top of the descent. We'll just go down, but the Airbus doesn't. We'll just have to stay aware of that. So other than that, it's very straightforward. Take a right turn at LULUD, follow a little bit RNAV pattern, go to the left, and there's our runway. Alright, so what's the time? 17:57. So maybe we have, so this was issued 17:30. So maybe at 1800 there will be a new weather report. Otherwise it will be at 18:30. And I think by that time we've landed. 18:18, no, 18:28. So. Looks like there's some more traffic. GIMIX. And then our top descent, 40 miles. ILS Zulu 04. You can see our radio altitude 100, but we set earlier. Hey, Lego, I'll come for tomorrow's stream. Bye. I saw that earlier, then it looked like the message was gone and now it's back again. You're probably sleeping, but again, have a very good rest, my friend. Thank you so much for coming and saying hi. And once again, congratulations on your successful landing from flight from Birmingham to Manchester, I believe you said. That's so super cool. Well, top of the descent coming closer and 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 closer. Okay, so let's have a look. 1801. See if we have a weather update. This is now at 17:30. Refresh. Still 17:30. Okay. I know when the PMDG we get the weather updates like with a like 10 to 15 minute delay. Below us, very nice. TCAS reduce range. Oh, that's cool. Not that we're going to do this, but have a look. And some aircraft quite close by, it looks like. Okay, so visually, yeah, there's some things. There you go. Transavia. That's so cool, man. Look at that. My Transavia. Looks like they're descending too. Actually, we're not yet descending. Alright. Get back inside. How far is it? We zoomed all the way in. Let's put that thing away. Let's zoom out again. Alright, 10, 11 miles. So let's get ready for the top of descent. 1804, almost 1805. Let's see if there's a weather update at 1800. This is now 1730. 1800, there you go. 0905 knots. QNH still the same. We'll look at the rest in a little bit. pretty top of the set coming up. Let's see, we have a tailwind, so we're basically being blown forward. So let's just start our descent right now. So 3,000 feet. Let's do this on managed mode. So with descent. So the aircraft is now going into descent mode. And something I was wondering about yesterday. There you go. Both boxes disappear now. So they stay there for about 10 seconds or something, or 12, I don't know. But yes, so we're in descent mode. Managed descent really. Does look like we're a little bit low. We could turn on the terrain. I'm not really sure what the terrain ahead of us will be. Yeah, there's definitely something. But cool, so we're descending. So let's start recording sky dolly. So let's set the landing date. 090 at 5 knots, 25 degrees, 1020. I think we still have 1020, 0905 knots, 25. Oh, previous phase. 1020, 25. So 090 at 5 knots, that's all we need to change. 090/5. So that's the latest wind based on the meter. 1020 and 25 degrees. And this was issued like 4 minutes ago. Yeah, that's a little bit earlier. 7 minutes. Okay. So we're descending. We're now nicely on profile, it looks like. So that's good. Started being a little bit low. So it's nice to see that we are now all of a sudden good. I wouldn't like to see if we're actually getting a little bit high. We're now actually getting a little bit low again. That's why I turned on the terrain on the navigation display just to see, you know, like how low can we go? You know, how low can we go? You know what I mean? So started our descent, the time is 18:08, we'll land in 20 minutes. (18:28). Let's strap in the passengers. Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, this is your captain speaking. As you may have noticed, we have started our descent to Zagreb Airport. Please return to your seats and make sure that your seatbelts are securely fastened. We expect to arrive at Zagreb Airport in approximately 20 minutes from now. The local temperature will be 25 degrees, there will be a little bit of wind and there will be hardly any clouds. Looks like it's going to be a very smooth landing. On behalf of Croatia Airlines and the entire crew, thank you very much for your attention. Okay, so we already set the auto brake to 1, to low, not to 1, but low on the Airbus. That's low, medium, and max. Max you use for during takeoff. We are now 44 minutes into the flight. Terrain looks okay. Still nicely on the vertical profile too. You can see that right here on the primary flight display. a little green dot sitting right in front of the 2. A little bit high on our profile now. So up next will be LULUD in 37 miles. So LULUD, and then we'll take a right turn, and there will be the RNAV part of the arrival. And then here will be approached at around 15 nautical miles from the runway, giving us about 5 nautical miles to completely get our speed together and our attitude and everything. But we're here to do this. Let's have a look. I believe it was 10,000 feet, transition altitude. And you look at QNH1020. See if we can pre-dial that. Such a shame. In the Boeing you can just start turning this knob, and then around there or there you would see that you're changing the pre-dialing the altimeter. Alright, so let's just do this and 1020 and back to standard. That's at least one way of pre-dialing it. A little bit below the descent profile, but we're good. The terrain is looking good as well. I'm interested to see the terrain to the right of LULUD. Let's have a look at our approach chart, or at our arrival chart. LULUD, and there's a terrain there as well. But yeah, obviously we're clear of it. Alright, so let's lose the terrain data for now. 20,100 feet. We're still on our descent profile. LULUD coming up 23 miles. And that LULUD, our speed should be 255 knots. We're not decelerating yet. The aircraft will do this on its own, the Airbus. That's very nice. And maybe a little bit more important, the aircraft will also fly the approach speed on its own, something you do not see in the Boeing. Let's go to the performance page and have a look at our approach speed. That's for now saying 133 knots. So 128 knots and added 5 gives you 133 and adding 5 for wind correction. So the wind is 090 according to the last weather report, so that's a bit of a crosswind since we're landing at runway 04. It's about 50 degrees, crosswind component, whatever you want to call it. 04, that's what we'll land. 043 with 050, 090, excuse me. Yeah, so that's basically coming straight from the right, the straight angle. That will be our wind. So after touchdown, there's no other option for us than to turn right, to vacate the runway, either Delta or Echo. So I think it's good we're using auto brake low instead of medium, so we'll just take it easy after touchdown. So we're now 48 minutes into the flight. We are descending altitude 17,000 feet. Speed still holding steady there, but we're not yet at LULUD. At LULUD we should be speed, what was it again? 255. And we're not there yet, but yeah. And we're now a little bit above our vertical profile, so let's just use a little bit of speed brake. Mr. Balloongang 04, bro. How are you doing, man? Thank you for saying hi. Hi, dude. Hope you're doing well. Well, welcome aboard. Today we're flying from Zurich to Zagreb, so from Switzerland to Croatia. And welcome aboard, and very nice of you to say hi. I hope you're doing well, sir. Right, LULUD coming up in 7.4 nautical miles. We're now nicely on the profile, but our speed brakes are still out. Where are our speed brakes? Right here. Let's retract them. Do you play Roblox? No, I do not play Roblox. Do you? Is there any flight simming possible on Roblox? I think it's a little bit of a joke, but at the other end, I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe there is. There is. That's so cool. I'm curious. What kind of stuff would it be? But cool. 13,500 feet. Definitely getting closer to the ground. So after LULUD in 1.5 nautical miles, we'll take a right turn to Zagreb 610 or Zulu Alpha 610. Zoom in a little more. One step. So we got all these pluses here. So I'm wondering if we will be able to make it with our speed. But we'll see. Speed's already now at 260. We should be 255 at... actually, we should have been 255. I'm going to deploy our speed brakes a little bit more. There you go. Indigo Airlines next to Delhi to NAC. Do you have the ICAO codes for me, please, if I may ask, Mr. Balungang? If you have the ICAO codes, I'll fly them in. I have flown to and or from Delhi, but NAC, I don't think so. But if you have the ICAO codes for me, that would be great, and otherwise I will look it up later, after the flight. Yeah, and I'll look into that. It would be nice to fly. I'm always open to, you know, to destinations and, or basically entire flights in that sense. So yeah, if you have them, please feel free to supply them. I'll see what I can do. That does definitely sound nice. And on a very serious note, I'm very sorry to hear about the accident that happened in India with the Air India the other day. That's such a... Yeah, it's always bad. What can you say? You know, it's just bad. But yeah, if you have the ICAO codes, I would appreciate it. How much time to land? Mr. Balungang 04 is asking. Let's have a look what they're saying here first. Master caution. This is weekend. Speed brake still out. Okay, that's thank you. Thank you so much. 10,000 feet. So let's go to standard to local pressure, not standard. So from standard to local. And let's see, we are a little bit high. Speed brakes are retracted. Let's extend our speed brakes again. So how much time to land? More drag. Landing at 18:28. The time is now 18:19, so that's 9 minutes. I'm going to go flaps 1. That will also give us more drag. We're gaining on our descent profile. So let's see if we can retract the speed brakes. Here's our left turn. I'm going to arm the localizer. So localizer armed in blue, but not yet captured. So we're still a little bit further than 15 miles out. You can see by that arranging. We're still on the landing system, and that should give us a readout on the DME, or the DME on our ILS. So India Zulu Alpha. Let's quickly double check. India Zulu Alpha. 17.8 nautical miles, but now we're a little bit high. Extending speed brakes. Turning left. X on B220. Let's see if we can retract the speed brake, localize the capture. That's good. Range 16.4. Let's turn on. Oh, we should have turned on the landing lights, 10,000 feet. Still descending. Here's the glide slope, but that's moving up. We're still on the localizer. Good news. Zoom in maybe a little bit more, one step. Can we do that? Do we want to? I think we do. Minutes into the flight, we're now below the glide slope, descending at 800, 700 feet per minute. Range 12.7. So I guess we're good. Let's just try to not overflare. See if we can arm the ground spoilers. Green speed 201. So once we drop below 201, we should deploy at least flaps 1. Range 10 nautical miles. We have a very good visibility here. Let's arm the approach. Category 3 single. See if we can make a dual out of that.
2,500.
2,500 feet. So we're in the approach phase, cool. Final approach speed 133, cabin is ready.
The cabin is now secure for landing.
Okay. Cabin crew, please take your seats for landing. We're 5 nautical miles out. Let's drop our gear. Let's go. I'm gonna go flaps 1, but doesn't like it. Okay. Fair enough. Flap 2. 3.5 nautical miles. 1,000 feet. Let's turn off the autopilot. So We're not fully configured here totally. Flaps 3. Oops, there's some stutters there. There's the Zagreb airport. Let's go flaps full.
Above.
Oops. Let's go down now.
Don't sink.
No. Continue.
Don't sink. Don't sink.
I'm gonna go engines idle now.
Don't sink.
40. 30.
Don't
Yeah.
sink.
Retard. 5.
Main gear touchdown. Nose gear touchdown. Welcome to Zagreb, everybody. Full reverse. Oops, 60 knots, engine to idle, flaps up, speed brake retract. And I guess you can exit here at Delta. Okay, cool. Runway vacated. So yeah, man, once again, welcome to Zagreb. Better going, thank you, man. How much you spent to buy? I'm not sure. I think when I purchased it, I purchased this through Steam. I believe it was about, I don't know, like maybe 90 euros. It wasn't cheap. I think it was 90 euros. I'm not quite sure. If I would know for a fact, I would tell you that. But no, I'm not sure. Oops. I'm thinking about 90 euros or something. It was quite expensive. But I'm happy that I bought it. If I would have purchased the Premium Deluxe, I would also have had the 787. But at the same time, I've spoiled myself so much buying all these, these developer aircraft, third-party add-ons, that I can simply not fly. Yeah, I simply cannot fly the default aircraft, from the simulator. I know it's an extremely snobbish thing to say, and I'm absolutely aware of that. But that is how I feel. I've been so I've been so incredibly spoiled, So, yeah. How to use controls? I'm using a Xbox 360 PC controller. I'm not sure if what I'm doing makes sense here, but just follow the yellow line, I guess. But it looks a bit funny. Hey, there's another Croatia next to us. Cool. And yeah, I'm using some keyboard commands as well. That's wheel stop, parking brake. Yeah, so there's a Belugan. if I hope I don't butcher your name. Yeah, so I use Xbox 360 controller for PC. That's my main tool, and then obviously I'm using my mouse to look around and to click on things. And I use my keyboard for things like engines to idle and full reverse, for instance. So reverse the F2 button, if you can see the throttle quadrant here. F1 to put it back to idle. That is what I use, but for instance when taking off we need to go to flex MCT. I will actually use the A button, the green button on my controller, to go through climb and then to flex MCT. And then I check here in the primary flight display if it's on. Anyway, yeah, but so that's basically my setup in a nutshell. And I do my landing gear using the controller as well. The same goes for the flaps, and then the rudder, trigger left, trigger right, obviously. Pretty much it, I guess. Yeah. So yeah, which is easy to use, keyboard and controller. So yeah, so basically I'm using a combination of mouse, controller and keyboard really. And that for me is the easiest thing really, you know, to control everything. So cool man, here we are, landed Croatia. Let's see, the sky dolly has recorded everything, so that's cool. Let's stop recording that. And maybe let me also stop the flight on Volanta on the website. Just so, because after I end the stream, I will start creating a little landing replay video. Let's end the flight here. Okay, cool. Yeah, so that's it, man. Zurich, hey man, how are you doing? Oh, Zurich. I'm sorry, I thought I answered Mr. Belugang. I'm so sorry, I apologize, Zurich. I was answering you. So Zurich was actually asking, how do you use controls or keyboards? Bro, do you use controls or keyboards? Man, which is easiest to use, like keyboard or controller? And I answered, and so Zurich, my apologies, sincere apologies. I'm so glad to now finally, after touchdown, to see. So yeah, so that's what I use. I use controller, keyboard and mouse. Mr. Belungang came over. Thank you so much, man, for hanging out. I very much appreciate it. Absolutely, and thank you so much for coming along. Sulish is saying, bro, do the taxi go automatically or you are controlling? Yes, I'm actually controlling that. Bye, bro, Belunga. Mr. Belungang, sorry. Belungang. Have a good night, man. And see you next time. Yeah, so Sulish, as I said, yeah, that's just me using the controller and the left trigger and right trigger. Let me zoom in a little bit, or at least get the camera correct. So left trigger, neutral, right trigger, neutral. That's what I use to taxi. There is, if you look inside, there is actually a tiller as well, which is what I use in real life to taxi. So you're basically just using this as a steering wheel for taxiing. There's a way to set it up in your control settings in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, but I have not set it up and I won't. So I'm just using the rudder input, but that is still controlling the tiller. But I think if you use the tiller, it might be a little bit better. But yeah, that's basically what's going on. Belungang, bye, bro. Sulish, thank you so much. You're welcome, man. Thank you so much for checking. It's very much appreciated. Alright, so good night, Belungang. Good night, Sulish. And good night, everybody. There's another question, Sulish. Bro, can you make a video on how to control a flight? That's a nice question, man. It's quite a big question, like, you know, an entire flight. I could advise maybe to start with, like, check, I guess, like any one of my previous, any one of my recently streamed videos, which usually, at least that's the way I do it. And yeah, maybe if you're interested in, like, how do you go from A to B, or from A to Z, you know, like with all the steps in between, and you need some sort of inspiration, you know, to like get your brain into a certain mindset to do this, then yeah, feel free to check any of the recently published live streams, because I always, you know, I stream them, so they're just on my channel and never delete them, or hardly. So yeah, so check that out, man. And I don't know, like I've never done any kind of tutorial. At the same time, I do not really feel like I'm totally entitled to do a tutorial. I do love explaining what I know. That's something, you know, quite personal, I guess. You know, like I like explaining things when I can, and when I think it's appropriate. You know, so you know, yeah, you know, there's like some seriously good channels out there. You know, like A320 Sim Pilot. This dude is like a freaking hero to me. So definitely, if you want to know like everything from a real pilot, you know, check this guy out, because I mean, you should know him. If you landed on my channel, I cannot imagine that anyone doesn't know him. But nonetheless, if you do not, then please check him out, because this guy like should tell you everything. It's amazing. So yeah, man. So we made it. Zurich. Do you put the live daily? Pretty much Zurich. Yeah, I'm pretty much daily streaming. Sometimes there might be periods where I'm not for like a couple of days, when I might be doing something, or I might just skip a day because I feel like skipping it. And I have no obligations, obviously, but I just like doing it. And so pretty much daily, yeah. If you check my live streams, you will, like on my channel, you will actually see how often I stream, and that would answer your question maybe even more precise than I could do verbally. But yeah, it's pretty much every day, man. So thank you so much for your interest. That's so much appreciated, Zurich. Thank you so much again. And thanks actually to everyone, ultimately, you know, for checking my stream and my videos and my channel. It's really appreciated. It's for me, it's something nice to do, you know, and I can be very honest about that. It's just something nice to do. It's also a bit of artistic expression, I guess. So yeah, there's definitely a part of that. Probably a lot bigger than some of you might maybe anticipate, but nonetheless, it is the same thing, you know. And it's very nice to be able to share that with people. So thank you sincerely for checking and for your engagement. So yeah, so now that all this soppy stuff is out of the way, thank you, bro. We'll meet tomorrow. Absolutely, Zurich. And I just want to say that now that all the soppy stuff is out of the way, let me get my guitar and just make some sounds here. Shall we take ourselves seriously? Actually, there's a Frank Zappa song called Shall We Take Ourselves Seriously? So I do not really want to like cover this song or anything, so definitely go check that out. I do like the concept of shall we take ourselves seriously, you know. And sure we should, you know. But I guess we should know when not to and when to. And in this case, I'm just going to thank you very much again for checking. And I will see you all at the next video. Have a very good day. Bye bye.